Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. We're still in the verse of Surah Yasin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم. And I want to focus on وخشي الرحمن إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب. You only warn the one who follow the Quran and fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in secret. And I want to let's ask you a question. Which one is better? To fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in secret or to fear Him in public? Both. So what does it mean to fear Allah? To fear Allah, to fear His punishment if you disobey Him. So there are three different places to fear Allah. For example, to fear Allah in public, to fear Allah in secret, or to fear Allah in public and in secret. So if someone fears Allah in public, but when he is by himself, does not fear Allah and follow his desire because no one is watching, it means he's a hypocrite. And that's very serious, especially if you are someone who can be a role model to others. Like you try to preach or teach or show good Muslim behavior, so you fear Allah in public because of your image, because you try to, I know some people will have sincere intention, really want to guide others. But when they're by themselves, they think they have like a blank check. Oh, I can sneak some things or I can do some things. The seriousness of this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will uncover you sooner or later. That's why you see, for example, some people who preach or teach, or there's a scandal in their life at some point. Because maybe they did not fear Allah in secret. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uncovered them. And the problem with that is, that's tempting to the people who used to listen to them. How many times he said, I used to listen to Sheikh so-and-so, but then I learned that he did this. As that what happened, you stop listening to his lectures. You cancel him out. So if you're someone who's trying to be a role model, you have to be very, very careful. Especially in your home, in front of your kids. If you're outside the home projecting the image of Islam and try to show that you have taqwa and you have fear of Allah, but when your children see that you're doing the opposite at home, like you're slacking when it comes to prayer, or you don't mind lying to gain something, because let's say you take your child to the zoo or to amusement park and they tell you children under age of 4 enter for free and your child is 5 years old, and you tell your child, say you're 4 years old. You just lied and you taught your child to lie. So when you fear Allah in public but you're not doing it at home, that's a problem, because you're setting a bad example to the children. So that's the first scenario. Second scenario is if you fear Allah in secret, but in public you don't show a strong faith. That's good that you have a strong iman, that you fear Allah in secret, but that's not good in general, because you're supposed to show the strength of Islam. That means like you're shy from people to show that you're Muslim, or you try to cover identity. You should project this strong image of Islam. So that's why the perfect situation is when you fear Allah in public and fear Him in secret. This is when you're a perfect believer. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He talked about the details of the trait of the strong believers, He said, وَيَخْشَوْنَ رَبَّهُمْ, and they fear their Lord. He didn't limit it to public or secret. He said, يَخْشَوْنَ رَبَّهُمْ, means all their situations or status, they fear Allah. And this is when He mentioned their trait in details and mentioned the reward in details. So, and I'm going to read from from this book I've been reading, he said, وَقَدْ تَكُونُ الْخَشْيَةُ بِالْحُضُورِ أَعْلَى مِنَ الْخَشْيَةِ بِالْغَيْبِ عَنِ النَّاسِ. Sometimes to fear Allah in public is actually more rewardable than fearing Him in secret. Because some of the people, they may have weakness, they don't like to be accused that they're strict or complicated or backward or traditional. So when they're around people, they may take it easy on their deen because they don't want to be labeled. They say, maybe I'll just, go with the flow. If there is a party and mixing men and women, he tried to be cool and try to talk to women. He said, I don't want to show that he is very strict or, he's scared to show. But if he was by himself, he wouldn't do it. But when he's with other people, he may do it and not show that he's very religious. But inside of him, he would not do that if he was by himself. Like, to say, for example, I'm fasting, but I'm not fasting. I'm fasting to be healthy to your coworkers at work. Because you're shy to say I'm fasting because I'm Muslim and I fast. And there are some people who may do actually sins because they want to go with the flow. Others are doing it, they're at work, especially your coworkers are not Muslim and they're doing something sinful. They say, I'm going to do it with them, I'm going to participate with them because I don't want to be labeled as extremists, I don't want to be labeled as traditionals. And you have to understand that some of the people in hellfire on the Day of Judgment, they will say, وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ. They will talk about themselves. He said, we used to enter into vain discourse with those who engaged in it. وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ. Another person, he said, حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءَنَا قَالَ يَا لَيْتَ بَيْنِي وَبَيْنَكَ بُعْدَ الْمَشْرِقَيْنِ فَبِئْسَ الْقَرِينَ. On the Day of Judgment will come and he will say to his companion in this dunya, he said, I wish there was between me and you distance between the east and the west. How wretched a companion. So in this case, to show khashya, to show fear of Allah in public is perfect for your deen. Because you glorify your deen. You give strength to your Islam. And you give good image to other Muslims. They will look up to you. He said, he's not scared to show his deen. Why should I be scared? So in this case, fearing Allah in public is actually better than in secret. So you have to put in mind your goal that you fear Allah. And you gauge the situation, you judge the situation. If fearing Allah in public is better for you, you fear Him in public more than in secret. If fearing Allah in secret in some situation more important, you do that. As long as your goal is to fear Allah. Because when you fear Allah, this is when Iman is perfect. It's not enough just to believe in Allah. You have to have that khashya. Khashya is fear with glorifying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء. The one who fear Allah, true fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one with knowledge. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. الحمد لله رب العالمين.